Hey everybody, I just wanted to hop on here and congratulate you. You have officially completed week 1 of your 21-day detox. So congratulations. I wanted to just encourage you that the hardest part is underway. You've completed it. That was the roughest it's going to get. And from here on up, it's just up and up. You'll feel better from day by day. The caffeine withdrawal should be gone. You should be getting used to creating balanced proteins and complete meals without animal protein in the diet at this point, and you did it. So congratulations. What's cool is that day by day now, as you start to feel better already, our participants are telling me they're sleeping better, their energy levels are up, joint pain is starting to diminish, the hunger pains, the sugar cravings even have started to decrease. So that's phenomenal progress in just 1 week's time. So surely you're already understanding that your body chemistry is already making awesome changes. So great job. So this week, I know we're not in classroom together. So typically this is a good week just for some question and answer. Naturally, as you get going, you're going to want to know what's the next part of the 21 days going to look like and what you can expect. Usually we converse a little bit about what's working and not working and share ideas. So on this video, I'm going to try to cover some of the most common questions that are typically asked at this time of cleanse. One of the top questions is, am I getting enough protein if I'm exercising? So not everybody who starts the cleanse does it for weight loss, although that is a common motivator. A lot of our people are very active, fit individuals, and so at this point, without the animal protein, they might feel like they're not recovering from exercise as well, or they might be excessively hungry. So there is a Whey Pro supplement from Standard Process that's a protein additive that can be added to the SP Complete shakes. Or we also have a collagen protein that will add some calories and some additional protein to the shakes as well. So that's certainly an option. It will help you to detox quicker by leaving the animal protein out. See, what happens is if you add too much of these calorie-rich protein type foods that are heavier and harder on your system to digest, if you're in constant digestion mode, your body won't switch over to detox mode. So that's the reason behind just eating really light, fresh, clean foods at this point that are easy for the body to break down to facilitate the body going into detox. However, we have had people still have incredible detox type results by staying on the animal protein right through, or at least having a small serving of it. So if you have individual questions about your particular activity levels and if you're getting enough protein for the activity, just message us. Remember, you always have access to the Facebook group, and that's a great forum to speak with the practitioners that have all done detox several times and are well versed in all of these types of questions, and or other participants who've done it and had great results as well. So adding protein might be a necessity. So then can you exercise? Of course you can exercise. And at this point, I would encourage you to do so. Most people are probably taking their body measurements, getting on the scale, checking their BMI, body fat composition, and muscle percentage, which is a great idea to do week by week. And so if you're not losing weight as you would expect, and you're not starting to see the scale budge even just a little bit, then you do want to start adding the exercise in. And so it doesn't have to be anything crazy rigorous, but just getting your heart rate up, even 30 minutes a day of some kind of cardiovascular type exercise, and then you can just do some resistance. Even your own body can serve as resistance. So that can be wall squats, it can be push-ups, crunches. Doesn't have to be anything that takes any crazy amount of equipment or anything expensive, or even a gym membership. If you do have a gym membership, great, use it. But even just doing some stuff on the floor at your home can do a world of difference. Some people want to know, why am I not losing any weight? So I think we covered that. You need to get moving. You do need to have enough water. And at this point, I want to point out a document that I did upload on the Facebook group, the glycemic index of fruits and vegetables. And so what I've witnessed with past participants is, as you start getting rid of the sweets from the diet and the carb-rich types of foods, it's easy to go overboard the other direction with fruit, kind of substituting that like craving for sweet. And while fruit obviously is a lot healthier and has some good like antioxidants and nutrients that you wouldn't get from some of the grain type products and some of the artificial and natural sweetened products, you can be sabotaging your weight loss efforts by having too much fruit simply because the body will break it down into sugar. And also, if your body is very addicted to sugar and insulin resistant, we're trying to change your biochemistry and change your metabolism in this 21 days. And if you're doing too much of the fruits, it might not allow that insulin resistance to come down. So you might have to be a little careful with the amount of fruits, and that includes in the shakes. So the glycemic index of fruits and vegetables is in the group page under the documents for your convenience. Basically what you're going to see is the fruits that are lowest in sugar, meaning that they raise your blood sugar the least, are going to be the berries. And so then things like bananas and the tropical type fruits like mango and papaya and pineapple, obviously you love them because they're higher in sugar. So you're going to want to limit those, or maybe just put a couple of cubes of pineapple in one of the shake recipes to spruce it up, but not put like as high of a serving size, if that makes sense. And that's also why in your program guide, it tells you as an average rule of thumb to do twice as many vegetables as fruits. And that's because you'll fill up on the veggies that are lower in sugars, and then you won't need as much fruit to feel full and satisfied. In that list of glycemic index for fruits and vegetables, it also includes the veggies. And so you're going to see some of the things, some of the items that are listed are allowed on the cleanse, but are higher in starch. And so you're going to want to avoid those if you're trying to lose weight. And those would naturally be like the squash, carrots you'd be surprised about, and some of the other starchy or root type vegetables, including beets. So if you're not losing weight, just be cautious of those high carb vegetables. Another question commonly is, why can't I eat eggs or nuts? I thought those were healthy. And usually they are. They are a very like protein rich type of snack that's better than some of the other things that people tend to munch on throughout the day. Eggs are so easy and convenient. I totally get it. But let's just remember that this cleanse is an anti-inflammatory diet. So basically, we're taking a break from any potential sources of inflammation. And so eggs are on the top list of inflammatory foods, and so are nuts. Obviously, we know people with nut allergies can be highly allergic. So you're just avoiding any of those potential allergens or food sensitivities. So that's something that people I know tend to struggle with. I do too. Those are usually some go-to snacks for me. I just want to reference the website real quick here. Let me see if there's any other common questions that I want to answer while we're on here. How do I stick to the program when eating away from home? So that's a great question. A lot of people travel for a living. I always say, like, if you can get through this on vacation or while you're traveling or you're away from home, then you've got it totally knocked. You could do it during normal routines when you're home as well. But you can do it. You just have to pick the best options. You can get bottled water anywhere. So the bottled water, if you're carrying your shake packets with you in your little shaker cup, all you need to do is add water, or Suja is a juice that you can get even from Publix. You don't have to go anywhere crazy or find like one of the specialty type grocery stores. It's just juice, and you could always add that to your shakes to get a little like green boost to them as well. And then in restaurants, I think the hardest part, because you definitely can pick a salad, and ask them to hold the dressing and ask for oil and vinegar in place of the creamier dressings and that kind of thing. You have to ask. You can't be shy if you're trying to do this away from home. So you've got to ask like what they cook the food in and what kind of oils they use. The good news is most restaurants are more than accommodating right now because they know that people have allergens and food sensitivities. And so if you ask them, they have to answer. And a lot of times they'll just provide an additional menu. one of the things our coach suggested to us, which I wasn't really aware of, is that if you ask them for a food allergy menu, they'll bring out a whole different menu. So that might give you a good place to start, at least if you're eating away from home, that would naturally have less of these foods that we're already trying to avoid. So I thought that was good help. And you just have to have a strategy and plan like anything, you know, kind of pick your route and know where you're going. Other questions? Can I take my regular supplements on the program? Yes, definitely. You should not be, you shouldn't be skipping your regular supplements. If it's excessive for you or you're having any trouble with the amount of pills or products that you're on, please just talk to your normal nutrition response testing practitioner. Oftentimes, and this could be a great goal and benefit of doing this, is that as you get going and you detoxify and you're getting all these great nutrients from your diet and the foods you're eating, you should need less of the supplementation. So it definitely would be worth your while to have your nutrition response test practitioner check your program, because you could be dosing for less and less of them as you go. Definitely get checked once your whole entire 21 days is completed for that same reason. Other questions that we commonly get: can I substitute different vegetables than what are outlined? Yes, that list is not an all-inclusive list. It's just a suggestion in the program guidelines. I think if you combine the list that's in the program guidelines with the glycemic index list, that's going to help you. But if there's other vegetables on there, as long as they aren't in the categories that aren't allowable, like potatoes and the starchy things, of course you could have them. What can I do for temporary constipation? So I hope we covered this in the how to prepare for the cleanse, but if at any point you stop having bowel movements, we need to know. We might suggest some natural laxative type things. We might also suggest that you don't put the whole food fiber in every single shake. So sometimes people who aren't used to having such a high fiber rich diet, by adding all these raw fruits and vegetables and the salads and snacks that are full of fruits and veggies, and then in addition adding the fiber to your shakes, it just might be too much of a workout. Like, it's literally a workout for the gut, and your gut might need time to slowly transition into that. So let us know. Definitely another reason why you need to stay hydrated, drinking tons of water while you're on the cleanse to move the toxins out and through your system. But if those things don't work, another great suggestion is just to sip on warm water throughout the day. So if you bring like, a Tervis tumbler or something like a Yeti cup, anything that's insulated, that's not plastic, that you can just put hot water. You don't have to put tea in it. It works better if it's just plain hot water and you just sip on it throughout the day, and it will soothe and it will help improve the peristalsis, or the natural movement of the gut and digestive tract to move things through. And that's actually an ancient Oriental medicine remedy. So there you go. I left this question too, and I think we covered this before, but I want to say it again. If you have a sensitivity or you're allergic to anything that's on the recommended food list in the program guideline, you're going to want to avoid it. So anything that's on the program guideline, if we've already told you to avoid it, or another practitioner has told you not to have that food, any program that you're on with a healthcare practitioner supersedes anything that's published in the program guideline. And those are the top questions that we typically get. If I didn't cover a question that's been pressing on your mind that you want covered, just put it in the chat below in the comments and questions section. Myself and other practitioners have been checking into the group page multiple times a day to answer all your questions. So that's easy enough to cover. We want to hear from you one-on-one. And if you're not comfortable communicating in the group, just private message somebody and we'll handle it. Okay, so other documents that I want to draw your attention to this week that are going to be helpful is also a list of superfoods. So while you're doing this, why not just flood your body with all the magnificent nutrition that you possibly can get, so you're getting the highest level of antioxidants and just your body's wanting all that stuff for repair at this point. So we put a list of superfoods. These are usually things that are super easy to incorporate into the shakes that you're already drinking, or into your stir fries and roasted veggie recipes and that kind of thing as well. I did put a chart for body measurement, so if you just like graphs and charts, you might like to see your progress from week to week. So remember, we wanted you to take your weight, your percent muscle, and your percent body fat, and then at least some measurements of some areas where you want to see physical change on the body, whether it's your gut or your hips or your butt or your arms, wherever you're hoping to see progress. So there's a nice graph that you could put it on once. You don't really need to look at these numbers daily. That might drive you crazy. So at least once a week, add your body measurements in there. We also uploaded a sample detox menu just to spark some ideas and keep it fresh. And we've been trying to post every day different things that we're eating with some of the instructions on how to prepare them, just to show that it doesn't have to be extravagant. In our home, we actually are spending less time prepping food than we normally do because it's just kind of simple stuff. We're grilling veggies, or we're, doing them in a stir fry on the pan, on the oven top, or we're roasting them. And then you just combine different flavors, maybe put some different herbs or sauces or spices on them, and then choose quinoa or lentils to serve them with for the side. And that's pretty much it. You guys are going to be super excited that this week on day 12, it tells you in the program guide that you can add lean protein back in. So if you are a carnivore and you've been geeking for meat, this is your week. So in a few more days, you can introduce that. And just keep track of your own days. I know in these groups, not everybody started on the same date, but if you started on the Friday with us, and your day 1 lined up with our day 1, then this Tuesday would be your day to be able to add animal protein back in. And in the program guideline, it tells you what lean meats are. But again, important that they are organic and grass-fed so that they don't have pesticides or hormones. Like that would defeat all the hard work you did in the first week to start getting all the toxins out of your system. So you don't want to add meat that's full of pesticides and that kind of thing. We will also include some additional recipe items. We've got some massage kale salad, which is nice and fresh for this time of year. Roasting your own pumpkin seeds is super easy. And we just did, last night we did garlicky kale, and then we grilled Brussels sprouts and broccoli with some sweet onion. And then I made lentils, and I did a pesto sauce over the lentils minus the cheese, because we can have everything in pesto, which is just garlic, oil, basil, and then salt and pepper. We can't do the pine nuts, so there's some other seeds ideas in the menu that you can do, and you can't do the Parmesan cheese. But that alone was like packed full of flavor. And I just put the kale on the bottom of the plate, added the grilled veggies, and put a scoop of the lentils on top, and it was delicious. So simple ideas like that. Other things I want to bring your attention to this week, like we said, the caffeine withdrawal should be gone, so that's making it easy. And now on day 8, you also are going to switch over if you haven't yet. So the SP cleanse, you should have ran out of it if you were taking 7 pills 3 times a day. So you are done with the SP cleanse, and now on day 8, you should have started the SP green food. And you're going to take 5 capsules of the SP green food 2 times a day. So less pills. You were doing 21, and now you're doing 10. See? Told you things are getting easier already. And then add the lean protein, and your challenge for this week is to get moving. And just have fun with it. We want to hear from you as well. So the people who have the best experience through this thing utilize all the resources that we make available. So definitely participate as much as you possibly can. If you yourself are doing great and sailing through this and you don't need a lot of coaching and hand holding, awesome. But maybe just pop in and put a post in or a picture of what you're eating, or share some of your testimonial and successes and what you're feeling at this point, because you might help encourage somebody else along the way. So you are almost there, you guys, 1/3 of the way. That's awesome. I'm proud of every one of you. This is a big commitment. I get it, but you're going to feel so empowered and capable that you could do anything after this 21 days. So stick on with it and just let us know how we can help you. Signing off, and good health naturally. This is Dr. Christy.